Can't catch me.
I must leave no stone unturned. No, my sword.
What's the freeze? Let's roll! Cool it! Who wants some of this? Attaboy! Dodge this! Let's roll!
Leave it all to me. Let me weave you a verse. Huh?
Don't get frostbite. Oh, coming through! Attaboy! Arataki numero uno ito here in the flesh.
Rain outlines your fate. Steady as stone.
Bam! Cha!
No, my sword.
Cool it! Let's roll! Can't catch me. Attaboy! Cha! Let's roll!
I must leave no stone unturned. Witness the power of Gua.
This moment will be frozen. It's showtime! Bam!
Leave it all to me. Rain outlines your fate.
Dodge this! Let's roll! Right. Can't catch me. Cool it. Bam! So soft. Oh, coming through!
Oh, looks like Margaret. Wait, is that Rosaria? Huh. She's standing next to an inventor.
Say no more, Valerina. I'll continue to help you. Look after the cats, check up on their health.
That doesn't solve our biggest problem, though, Miss Rosaria. They're sure to get sick from all the anxiety.
Well, panicking certainly isn't going to solve.
Hi, Rosaria! And hello to you, too! Sounds like you're all really
Our cat saviors! They've appeared.
Saviors?
I'll try to keep it short. I thought it would be a good way to rescue. The sisters over at the church heard about my.
I wouldn't exactly describe.
Well, it seems like you've got. So, what had you so worried just now?
No, I've got more than enough Mora. The main they're always hissing and swatting.
The cats are afraid of me as well.
Oh, Paimon has heard something like. Huh. A kind-hearted cat rescuer.
That's why we consulted. She did give us one piece of advice, though. We had just wrapped up our conversation, and the next thing we knew.
Well, Paimon's not sure how much. Well, that's true. Like, that's all we need to do.
Feel free to. If you. This errand might turn out to be a good use of my.
Ah, so that's why.
Well, I guess I should.
Ad Astra Ab.
last trip. Thank you for completing.
So, you need to be careful. Once I open...
No, this pack... Hey, Timaeus! What are you chatting about? And who might this be?
Oh, hello, you two.
Hi, Huh? My apologies.
That's okay.
Hey, aren't you? I've heard so many stories about you.
What do you mean, research?
Sorry, don't mind me. What am I saying?
Well, never mind. So, what were you two talking about just now?
Sucrose received a strange package recently.
A strange package?
Yes. I believe it's from a Sumeru scholar who came here to study in Mondstadt. It's most likely a thank you gift for collaborating on some research together.
Huh? A package from an academia scholar? Oh, then there could be anything inside.
There wasn't anything dangerous inside. I think I've seen Timaeus with some...
You've seen me with some cards?
No, they didn't look like test cards.
Oh, you meant these? Huh. Sucrose, have you really never seen these before?
No, never. Recently, I've been spending all my time up in the mountains working on cultivating pentatonic sweet flowers. Why? Is this an area of research that has started trending in the alchemical community during my absence?
You could definitely say it's called Genius
Invocation TCG! Yeah, we didn't know it had made it all.
That's right. It starts with a young... It turns out that the crop after being Huh?
No. Well...
Oh? Why's that?
Well, since it's a gift from a research...
Oh, right! And since it's a game from Sumeru, who knows? Playing it might even make you smarter. Okay, fine. Paimon's curious and would like to give it a... Although...
But if you'd like to learn the rules of Genius Invocation TCG, then I'd actually suggest you go to... Yep, that's the place. It's where everyone in the community goes to... Trying to learn the rules can be intimidating at first, but it's a...
Understood. Traveler, Paimon, to be honest, hearing Timaeus talk...
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's get going! Oh, it's just a regular house.
This was the biggest space I could Of course, not all of the cats will be staying indefinitely. This location is definitely good enough. We could even expand the business one day and start sheltering stray dogs.
I would suggest letting all...
Huh? Look over there!
Oh, it's...
She looks so soft and... Ooh, those are some good names, Traveler. But Paimon thinks she likes Snowball best. Here, kitty. That's it, Snowball. Good.
It's been, what, a minute? And you already got the cat to listen to you. Did you see that, Miss Rosauer?
That was nothing. They may be strays, but as long as you give... First things first, though. You gotta pay attention to the way you... For example...
These poor creatures. Picked up on... This city really has brought peace and
Snowball is snuggling up to Rosaria! Looks like she's not afraid.
Did Rosaria just smile?
No matter. There are more important things. Anyway, it's getting a bit stuffy in here.
Huh. Paimon thought Rosaria would be happier.
Please, teach me more of your ways, Honorary. We're sure to get more and more strays coming to the Furball Fortress, and...
No problem. Just watch and learn. It's about time we move on to a more advanced lesson. How to get the cats not to just trust. It's all about patience. As long as you put in...
I completely understand.
Best flavor in the world?
Ad Astra at...
Can't catch me! Can't catch me!
What a pleasant surprise. I don't mind staying here for a while.
According to the
Sorry, we don't serve the general public. I'm afraid you'll have to leave.
Wait! Where
Well then.
are our clothes really so...
In which case, welcome to the Komore Tea House.
Well, that sounds more like it.
What kind of tea is this?
Don't underestimate the beetle. They can be some of the toughest little guys around. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Want to know what's on this beetle's diet? Sweat and tears, that's what. That's how it gets stronger. I think we can all...
Well, now that we're here, where's Toma? Hyman doesn't see him anywhere. Do you think he forgot his promise to meet us?
Who forgot their promise? I was beginning to think you'd forgotten about me.
What? Is that dog talking to us?
Relax. No need to look so surprised. Huh. So you didn't see anything like this when you were in Liyue Harbor?
Now that you mention it, this does suddenly seem less out of the ordinary.
All right. I've had my fun.
Hey! You're this close to getting an ugly nickname, mister!
Well, I've had some time to kill, given that I've been waiting here for you for so long, as was the case in Rito. So I came up with this little fun greeting for when you arrived. But in all seriousness, I would like to apologize about that little test you went through earlier, though it was quite necessary. It helped us determine whether or not to bring you before Miss Kamisato, and whether you had the courage to face the lightning alongside us.
Don't think that Paimon's gonna forgive you just because you're getting all serious now.
Sorry, did I overdo it? My apologies. Let me just say this. You've often found yourself skirting the rules from the very beginning, haven't you? Naturally, this is due to your unwavering and resolute determination. A long time ago, we had a friend who was much the same. But when the lightning struck... Ah, so you've heard of his story. His light still burns all the more brightly. Yes, of course. I will bring you to the Kamisato residence where the Yashiro Commission is located. But before that, there is one other place I was hoping you both would accompany me to.
Oh? Where?
I would like you to come with me to the statue of the omnipresent god. It's still under construction now, but you can already see it from practically anywhere on Narukami Island.
Can't catch me!
This area sure feels gloomy. People probably don't come here often, do they? Huh? Are Paimon's eyes playing
Visions.
visions? You mean all the visions that are collected from the Vision Hunt decree are put into this statue?
So you've already heard of the Vision Hunt decree. Before I try to explain, I should perhaps remind you first that Mondstadt is the city of freedom, and Liyue is the city of contracts. As for Inazuma, it's known as the Nation of Eternity. The Raiden Shogun is both the nation's most powerful ruler and its deity. The Eternity in question is her endless and unchanging will to rule over Inazuma. As such, she relies on the Tri-Commission to regulate the nation's affairs and the Sakoku Decree to limit the people's movement. The Shogun wishes to keep Inazuma in stasis, allowing the stream of time to flow from one end to the other without disturbing it for all time.
Seems like every god has their own.
Of course, this is my own limited understanding. As for the reason behind the recent Vision Hunt decree, perhaps the Shogun believes that visions grant people the power to change, and that her eternity doesn't allow for such instability to exist. Whatever the case, the fact is that the Raiden Shogun has dispatched the Tenryo Commission to scour the nation for visions, embedding each one in this statue. And this statue of the omnipresent god can be seen as Inazuma's symbol of eternity.
But if that's the case, wouldn't you say that the Raiden Shogun is being, oh, I don't know, selfish?
Only outlanders such as yourselves would ever dare speak out so directly against the Raiden Shogun. And yet, I agree. the Vision Hunt Decree is something that simply should not exist. And Miss Kamisato has been committed to fighting it since the day it was announced.
Huh? Hey, are you okay? You look like your mind is elsewhere.
Sound? What sound? I didn't hear anything. Did something happen?
Yeah, you touched the statue, and then what?
Aspirations? That would seem to confirm the saying. Have you heard it before? That when a person's ambition reaches a certain strength, the gods look upon them with favor. That is where visions come from. In other words, a person's vision represents their ambition. So if what you just said is true, then the ambitions of these people are stronger than I imagined. All right, time for the next stop on our tour of Narukami Island, the Kamisato residence.
Finally!
Can't catch me.
Rain Cutter! Rain outlines your fate.
Dodge this! Attaboy! Freeze! It's showtime! Let's roll! Can't catch me! Okay, that one hurt.
I must leave no stone unturned.
Don't get frostbite. Dodge this. Bam!
Someone needs assistance.
Cool it. Attaboy! Can't catch me. Oh, I'm on a roll. Woohoo! Can't catch me. Huh?
Right, yeah!
Steady as stone.
Dodge this. Who wants some of this? Let's roll. Bam! All right, new toys for the boys. Can't catch me.
There you are.
Leave it all to me.
Let me weave you a verse.
Cool it. This moment will be frozen in time.
Let's roll!
The more, the merrier.
Attaboy! It's showtime!
Let me use myself a little. Look at me. Just
Let's roll! Attaboy! Hello, free money. Goodbye, working for a living. Can't catch me. Can't catch me.
So, this is the kind of place where the big shots of Inazuma live, huh?
Welcome at last to the Kamisato residence, honored guest. Miss Kamisato is delighted to finally meet you.
Is this the Shirazage Himegimi you keep going on about? So, where's she at? Oh, behind the screen?
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is how Miss Kamisato is accustomed to receiving guests. Consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission. Forgive me if this is an unwelcome surprise.
Makes sense. She's a super important person after all.
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion, especially following such a long and wearisome journey over the sea. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation, and Toma assures me that you do indeed possess the power to change the tide of the times. At present in Inazuma, in the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, the people's aspirations are being senselessly trampled underfoot. Though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share close bonds, given the contact we are required to have with them in the performance of our duties. A commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their people. Thus, we cannot remain indifferent to this situation without also remaining indifferent to our own fate. Traveler, lend us your power, and we can... Oh...
See, milady, it's just like I said. This will take us nowhere.
No, please! Wait! Please, don't go! I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun on one condition. You must fulfill 3 small wishes on my behalf.
What are your wishes?
They pertain to 3 whose visions were taken from them. Perhaps once you've met them, you will understand.
A warrior who guards a village, a former samurai who helped carry out the Vision Hunt decree, and a swordmaster determined to become the best in the world. Does Paimon got that right?
Correct. Please do all you can to help them. I will await your return here. Then you have my gratitude.
I'm sure you'll do great.
See, where's the
Why are you doing this? Why leave all of...
Precisely. It's much too... The children are desperate for you to take them out to play. Please, we urge you to reconsider.
That must be the guy Ayaka told us about. Let's go over and see.
You must also be... Teijima has keeping out the treasure hoarders, fending off any monsters that draw near, resolving quarrels between... But now, all of a sudden, he says he plans to leave us. We will gladly apologize if that's the case.
If you want my opinion, something to do with the vision. It's clear that Teijima had done nothing wrong, and still they confiscated his vision. I can't claim to fully understand it, but I could tell that he'd lost something very... Truth be told, we aren't sure.
Seems like he's a well-respected guy around here. You must be Teijima. So what's made you want to up and leave all of a sudden?
Me? It's not true. But... And what made me want to come here? I don't have answers to those questions, because I can't remember anymore. In the past, I knew I wanted...
Okay. Well, in that case, if we help you rediscover the reason you chose to stay, you won't need to leave anymore, right? But if you can't remember anything, it's not gonna be easy. Oh, maybe if you just try a little harder to...
Oh, that reminds me. Last time I brought Teijima some fruit, I do believe I saw him writing in a diary.
I keep a diary?
Oh, yes, you do. And what's more, I remember you saying...
Perfect! So if we want to keep Teijima from leaving, we just need to...
If you don't mind, we will leave you to find the diary. We should head back to the village.
This looks like Teijima's diary, all right. Let's see what we have here. Today, the villagers and I got together to cook dry braised salted fish. I messed up and burned mine. Today, I helped rescue a kid who had fallen in the water. After I pulled him out, he told me that his best friend Bamboo was still in the water. I searched the water I went kite flying today. The string broke, so I chased after it as fast as I could. I soon realized I was never Seems like your average diary of daily village life. Huh? Wait, there's more! I went to pray at the shrine again today and stayed there a while. The Omamori you gave me has faded a little, but now that's the kind of info we're looking for! So this is the Omamori Tejima wrote about. Interesting. But anyway, if he had this with him all the time...
Can't catch me!
The soil looks like it must be something pretty amazing if it It looks like Konda Village. Huh. So the reason Tejima came... But he's been here for 30 years! Oh, well, let's go give Tejima his stuff back and take it from there.
Well, I'll be... Still, over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting. Anything that I could share with her when we were finally reunited. And just look at all the things that did happen over the years. The time has flown by so quickly. 30 years feels like the blink of an eye. How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Love? Regret? No, not especially. After all, I've forgotten who she was. Her face, her voice, the things we experienced together. I barely recall any of it. It's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. As if all these years have been nothing but a hazy dream. I think maybe not. If this is something I waited most of my life for, I suppose I should carry on waiting. Although, what if she were to turn up eventually, only to find I didn't remember so much as her name? Wouldn't that be... When I think about it like that, I do feel a slight tinge of sad. How curious. Why am I thinking like this when I don't even remember who she is? It's just like that feeling of emptiness. The feeling that Thank you both for helping me reconnect with my reason for staying here. I shall remain here and keep waiting for her.
Tejima seems to be dealing okay, but still, seems it's just like Ayaka and Tomo were saying. If you lose your vision, you lose all your... That certainly explains the state Tejima was in earlier. At least we were able to help him, weren't we? According to Miss Kamisato, the second one who lost their vision is a samurai from the Tenryou Commission. Tenryo Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining... But why would they take action? Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provision?
The entire clan is counting on that food!
How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions.
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand? Not some goods to be pocketed by greedy samurai.
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryo Commission will hear of this!
Oh, huh? And who are you? One of Kurosawa's gang, no doubt.
What? We just happened to be passing by. We heard the commotion and came to see what the matter was.
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. Perhaps you can help us settle this matter. This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for distribution. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us anything. He's keeping the provisions for himself, I just know it. We'll starve without them.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown his true colors. He's the same as all the other samurai. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But why would she ever want us to help someone like him? Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa and see what he has to say.
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. If I was hoarding supplies, would I still be the poor man I am today? My own family can barely get by as it is. No, that's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision. And they said I was slacking off in my work. Apparently, I'd even disappointed the Raiden Shogun. And that's why they confiscated my vision.
Well, that's strange. You were helping enforce the Vision Hunt Decree. Why would you be unworthy of your vision?
To be perfectly honest, I don't seem to remember the details. All I know is that I would perform certain things every month. And it's not just that. I have this unsettling feeling, like someone owes me something.
Does it have to do with the missing emergency provisions?
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I was taking them for myself, I wouldn't be going through such hard times right now. To top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders, which is why I came here in the first place. I was chasing after them when I got held up by these two. If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself. If there were any emergency provisions to be had, they would have found them.
Huh. He seems to be telling the truth. But we better confirm. Let's go round up those treasure hoarders and see what they have to say. We should be able to follow their tracks. They couldn't have gone too far.
We really outdid ourselves this time.
All those samurai houses packed with goods. We really hit the jackpot. I mean, besides that one house.
You haven't seen anything yet. Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pillage and plunder that will go down in hoarder history.
You demand, boss!
These seem like the treasure hoarders were...
Dodge this!
Test subject.
Can't catch me.
Oh, there goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know? Come on, boss. Think of something.
Not bad, kid. Kurosawa. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck. I knew he shouldn't have hit that place.
So what did you see inside? Was it stuffed with food supplies?
Food supplies? You kidding? That place was a complete mess. All we found was a strange-looking box, hopefully with valuables inside. I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on opening it myself once we got back. But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal? That little box for our freedom. What do you say?
You've got a deal! Now show us what's in the box!
Huh?
What the?
There's nothing in here, but
Yeah, a lot of... And they all seem to be made out to the... We better talk to this Miss Aoi and get... As for you guys, you're free to go. Just
yes.
So, we redeemed ourselves for...
Shut it. Let's just get out. Can't catch me. Can't catch me. Can't catch me. Can't catch me.
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got everything you need. Can I help you find something? Or perhaps there's something you want to inquire about? Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa, I take it? Perhaps you're here to pay off his debts.
Whoa, whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're just here to learn where they all came from. How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money? Did he buy anything super expensive here?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. He'd always put the payment on his own account. However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost. So, he started writing out IOUs to cover whatever he couldn't afford of the usual amount.
So that's how he was getting those emergency provisions. But why did he have to purchase a usual amount? If the prices increased, Couldn't he just buy less?
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much they needed to sustain them each time. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough, especially after such... So he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather than let the people down.
Wow. Kurosawa was purchasing all the emergency provisions at his own expense. And no one ever appreciated what he did. They just complained and held him accountable.
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of hardship, nobody cares to think twice. If you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from the start, then there wouldn't be such a severe backlash now. Of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was truly a thankless deed. As for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions and never tell anyone, I'm still not too clear myself. If you're still curious, why don't you go ask... I see. That reminds me, it seems that his vision was recently confiscated. Most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell that sword that is so dear to him.
Sword? What sword?
Oh, didn't he tell you? He possesses a very valuable blade. He's carried it for years now. I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a gift from his father, that it was too precious to sell. In hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Everything has its price, at least that's what I think. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps it'll even provide you with the answers you're looking for. Oh, but before you go, if you would kindly settle today's bill.
But we didn't buy anything!
Information is also a kind of commodity, wouldn't you agree? Don't worry, I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed was explicitly confidential anyway. Oh, let me think. 2,000 mora should be a fair price.
At least we now know where the emergency provisions are coming from. Plus, we found out that Kurosawa has a priceless sword in his possession. Let's go talk to Kurosawa again, and see if he can remember anything. What are you doing here all by yourself? Where did those other two go?
I presented them with a choice. Either they left or I drew my sword. They left. It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Perhaps I should start using it more often. Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders? Everything I said was true, right?
That just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing emergency provisions, but they were all purchased at your own expense.
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I was? I don't really have any such recollection. Even after all you've told me, I still don't remember anything. Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a difficult situation? But I could not deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that this sword was once wielded by my father. I remember once when I was young, I wanted to sneak out with the blade. What did he say? I can't seem to remember that either. It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. So many memories gone. Forever. No matter how hard I try to remember, all I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. Before he passed away, he placed the sword in my hands and said to me, "With this sword, you should..."
Hey, if you look carefully, there seems to be some words engraved on the hilt. Can you recognize the words?
Virtue and justice? Somehow those two words seem to explain everything now. Taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. I guess that must have been my greatest ambition after all. But what use are virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need. And look how things ended up. The Tenryo Commission seized my vision. And the very people I was so desperately trying to help refused to understand me. And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt sorry when threatening them with my blade. I'm incapable of being a good person, yet I'm equally unable to be bad. I don't know what to do with myself.
Yet another troubled soul. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. The Yashiro Commission would surely help cover his expenses. In any case, we must never let him sell off that sword. Yeah, seems like losing all ambition is a terrible experience. Fortunately for us, you don't have a vision. Let's go find the next poor soul. The third person who had their vision taken is supposed to be a famous sword master around these parts. Paimon heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shisui art. Sounds pretty impressive. This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people around. Let's go talk to them.
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off in the end, didn't he?
Maybe, but I'm still worried about him. Things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shaken him.
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once the exorcism has taken place, he'll be...
Hey there! Did something happen?
Who are you? I don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while Sensei is impaired. Get out! Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't live to regret it.
No! You got it so wrong. We just came here to...
Disciples?
Yep. We've heard all about the mighty master of Meikyo Shisui art. It's the whole reason we came, but then we got here and overheard you talk.
From the way you're dressed, it doesn't look like you're... Please, accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to cause us trouble recently that we're on high alert. You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? My fellow disciple, Sensei's name is Domon. Though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many other prominent sword masters. He once said that his goal was to become the best sword master in the world. And so, even while training us, he continued to hone his own art. But then...
Not long ago, Sensei had his vision taken away. He says the strangest things over and over. Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's being possessed by an evil spirit. But if I'm honest, I still have my doubts over whether he'll completely recover.
The Grand Narukami Shrine? What's that?
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Narukami Island. The head shrine maiden is reputed to have very close ties with the almighty Shogun herself. Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. But even one of the ordinary shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine would have clear power and authority to perform an exorcism. So don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is going to be just fine. The exorcism will take place this evening. You're both more than welcome to come and watch if you're interested.
So, losing your vision can cause possession?
Shh. So you decided to come. It's a good thing you didn't arrive any earlier. You would have had to witness Sensei in one of his fits of madness. Just now, when Nanako was attending to him, she heard him whispering a few names to himself. When she asked him who the people were, he suddenly looked panic-stricken and pushed her away. It looked like he was in great distress. He was covering his ears and looking frantically around him with bloodshot eyes. All the while he kept calling those names. Some of them, one of them was Anzai. He used to be a fellow disciple of Sensei's. His senior, in fact. But Sensei defeated him in a duel many years ago. And he has been a wanderer ever since. Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. Thankfully, the Shrine Maidens managed to subdue him, so the exorcism can finally continue. The ritual has now begun. All we can do is patiently await the result. Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water.
Huh? Who's that sneaking around? Uh-oh. Could they be here to mess up the exorcism? We won't let them get away with it. Come on, let's go after them. Seems they aren't here. Should we keep going further up? Is this definitely the right place? Let's look a little further up.
Can't catch me.
Aha! Suspicious person sighted!
How did you catch up with me so quickly? Are you sure you're Domon's disciples? You move even quicker than he does. Unless... I guess it's been a few years. Maybe his skills have improved again.
Excuse me? We're the ones asking the questions here. First off, who are you? And what are you doing sneaking around these parts? You seem like bad news, mister!
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side with Domon back in the day, long before you ever showed up. I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if you must know, I am Domon's senior.
Senior?
Anzai? Yes, that's me. Because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him ever again. When we were young, we trained under the same swordmaster, studying Make-Yoshi Sui art together. I had begun training 5 years before him, and everyone looked up to me as a steady and dependable older disciple. Practitioners of Make-Yoshi Sui art seek to achieve stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. So the majority of disciples are indifferent to rank and reward. I was no, but Domon was different. The first thing he did when he joined was go straight to our sensei and ask him, with a beaming smile on his face, how to become. Sensei scolded him and told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends. I thought so too at the time, but Domon began. Only then did I realize that it was Domon who had. He was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the world.
Sure sounds like he meant business. So how come you don't want to ever...
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei. Of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. Domon's arrival changed everything. Later, I heard that he sparred with Sensei too. Sensei... After that, I wanted nothing further to do with him. Deep down, though, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, my first reaction was to dismiss them as false. I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. So you see, I came here not to... Okay, you've heard my story. You should get back now.
Seems like we got it wrong this time. He wasn't here to mess up the exorcism at all. Still, Paimon's not sure we should bring him back with us.
What? You're saying he isn't possessed? Does that mean that he's just lost his mind? But how is that possible? No, I refuse to believe it. Something's clearly wrong.
Nanako, please.
I am sorry. With what powers I have, I can find... But spirits may take a myriad of forms in this world. Many... And all is certainly not lost. For I received...
Lady Yai? Is that the same Lady Yai that I think you mean?
The head shrine maiden of the Grand Narukami Shrine? That's wonderful.
Correct. Lady Yai is most knowledgeable. I am unable to say for certain whether an evil spirit has possessed your sensei.
Excuse me, Miss Inagi, but I must ask...
That won't be necessary. All that is required of you is your timely arrival at the Grand Narukami Shrine. Lady Yai does not I must leave now, but we will meet soon.
Who'd have thought Lady Yai herself would have taken...
Do you mean to say that Sensei isn't...
No, that's not what I meant at all. You misunderstand me. I just mean this is Lady Yai, the head shrine... Anyway, you should join us too, given that you've traveled all this way just to meet our sensei. We, the disciples...
Sure! After all, everyone seems pretty excited about Lady Yai. We're curious to meet her too. Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to find out a thing or two about...
Please speak to President Song. Can't catch me. money, money. Goodbye, working for a living. Can't catch me! I'm on a roll. Woohoo! Can't catch me! Can't catch me!
Do you think that's Lady Yai? Oh, no wonder Junya is so excited. She has a really striking presence. Also, is it just Paimon? Or did she look right at us just now? It was probably nothing. It's not like she's ever seen us before.
Keep away. Keep away from me. I gave up the art of the sword. Please, let me go, I beg you.
As you can see, Lady Yai, Domon has persisted in this state for some time now. He appears to see those who have lost to him in duels past, gathered all around him to persecute him.
Lady Yai, it must be a possession, right? This is nothing like him at all. In the past, no matter what came his way, he would always face it with a confident smile.
I'm sorry. It is clear to me that your sensei is not possessed by any evil spirit.
But then does that mean he...
Yes. This is a change in the person himself. Unable to cope with the tremendous pressure he was under, he suffered a spiritual collapse. With his wits impaired, he finally descended into madness. As one who is thrown into the sea, though he fights back desperately against his predicament, it does nothing to prevent his descent into the depths. As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be the loss of his vision. For to be stripped of one's vision is to be stripped of one's ambition.
Stripped of his ambition? But Lady Yai, even without his ambition, why should he suffer such a dramatic change? How does that explain his descent into madness?
Your school practices Meikyo Shisui art, does it not? Stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. What a fine notion that would be if any in this world could ever hope to achieve it. There was once one who claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward, and who fled enraged when defeated by his junior. And then there was an aged swordmaster who was aggrieved enough that he crossed blades with a disciple he himself had taught. Then, what of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and beloved fellow disciple, and defeated them both? Can one truly remain unagitated, of still mind in moments such as these?
Lady Yai, I'm not sure I understand.
The path of the Swordmaster is filled with twists and turns. It is no small undertaking to pursue the position of greatest Swordmaster in the world. It requires one to take their sword firmly in both hands and cut down the hopes and dreams of others, even those of one's closest companions. Only a deep commitment to his ambition to become the best made it possible for him to rise above the pain of these encounters, to focus on the way ahead. When that ambition disappeared, he began to doubt himself. As he battled his growing anxiety, he slowly descended into the state you see him in now. Much like a certain fatally flawed friend of mine.
Poor Sensei. To think he's been suffering so greatly.
I'm sorry. It's all my fault. Father, Sensei.
That's enough.
Huh? Isn't that Ansai? Where did he come from? Did he follow us the whole way here?
Ansai, why are there two of you? Is that you or a ghost? You're here for revenge, aren't you? I knew it would come. I never should have.
You're right to assume that my feelings towards you are far from kindly. But I didn't come here to settle a score. It's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago. You did nothing wrong that day. I couldn't face the humiliation. That's why I ran. I don't think most of the people you beat along the way would hold it against you. Now I know that we can't place our hopes in you any longer, since you've been stripped of your ambitions too. But that is no reason to strip them of theirs. Follow the way of the sword all the way to the...
But what if one day, the same thing happened? I put everything I had into trying to become the best. But
If there's a chance they'll end up like me one day, I'd rather they stay where they are now than go any further down.
Have you asked them what they think?
Sensei, after you rescued me from the hands of the pirates, I told myself I would follow in your footsteps for the rest of my days. I can't know whether I will suffer in my future as you do now. All I know is that here and now, in the present, I want to keep going until the day that I can stand before everyone with my head...
Nanako's far from the only one.
Goodness.
You see? You can place the ambition you once had. Being stripped of your ambition is something that's never happened to me, so I can't claim to understand it. But I do know what it feels like. So, just as I once placed my ambitions onto you, you are not in the same position that I was. When I left, I had nothing to my name. But you have a great number of worthy disciples.
I understand. I'm sorry to have made you worry for me, and for the state of Miyakyo Shisui art. I no longer have the resolve to become the best in the world. The emptiness and suffering inside of me will not abate, so I cannot hope to still my mind and be free of agitation. But as your sensei, I shall commit to imparting unto you everything I have learned. This is my promise. And I humbly ask Anzai, my senior, to hold me to...
You can count on that. I'd be checking in on you occasionally anyway, just to make sure you hadn't lost your mind again. But I am now used to the life of a wanderer. I do not belong in the dojo anymore, so I will simply stop by once in a while to make sure you aren't cutting any corners with them. Well, don't just stand there staring at me. Say thank you to Lady Yai and then get yourself back home.
So even though his ambition was taken away, his disciples can take it over on his behalf. Guess that sort of solves this one, huh?
Traveler, a moment, please. Lady Yai has some words for you.
So, my intuition was correct. The wind that blows from afar carries fresh life to these shores. For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment. I have high hopes for you, child. Don't disappoint me.
Ooh, Lady Yai seems to have taken a real interest in you. She seems super mysterious. Paimon's so curious what she really meant by all that. We can come back to it another time. For now, we should go report back to Miss Kamisato.
Protection of the electric. May the blossoms of the sacred Sakura.
Can't catch me! Can't catch me!
Oh, Ayaka! Guess who fulfilled all your wishes? Huh? Ayaka! Huh?
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 Traveler, Paimon, it is a pleasure to finally meet you both face to face. I have heard all about how you helped our three friends. My sincerest thanks.
Yeah. Short of getting them their visions back, it seems like there's no way to really help them. Ayaka, how come this time you get to come out and meet us in person?
Because now that you have done the three things I asked of you, I consider you to be my friends. As you will observe, I dispense with the screen for Toma also.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait a second. But isn't Toma your, servant? Paimon's happy to help and all, but Paimon sure as heck did not sign up to be a servant.
Oh. Paimon, you are most entertaining. Toma is first and foremost my friend, and was so before he ever became my attendant.
Oh, okay then. Ayaka, you seem pretty different out in the open compared to how you are behind the screen.
Thank you both kindly. Back to the matter at hand. You have now witnessed the pain of those deprived of their visions. What are your feelings? Perhaps in the eyes of a deity such as the almighty thunder's roar, lightning's flash, the wind's assault, and the rain's descent. All these things take place with, but I believe that surely you understand what they must endure. It seems that perhaps now you can appreciate my feelings on all of this. In which case, perhaps you would be willing to reconsider your stance? You will? Really? Naturally.
All right, bravo, my lady. You were right all along.
See? I told you he wouldn't reject them. I'd place my trust in... Now then, given that the remainder of our discussion pertains to matters of a more confidential nature, perhaps we could move to the Komori Tea House? We ought not to involve other members of the Yashiro Commission.
please continue without me. I'll keep watch.
So, what's the deal with this place anyway? What makes it your favorite meeting spot?
This is land that was gifted to the Yashiro Commission by the Shogun. The Kamisato clan has the exclusive right to plan, build, and repair any property on this land, and even to allow or deny access. Such privileges exist due to the Yashiro Commission's role in managing ceremonial affairs. Oftentimes, it is not appropriate to discuss details in front of bystanders.
Oh, Paimon gets it! Gotta keep a bit of mystery, right?
Once the number of ceremonial affairs conducted in the city began to decline, our forebears built a tea house.
Makes sense. Perfect place for a secret base.
In any case, we can talk freely here. The almighty Shogun. I've seen her on, but she inspires awe, commands respect, and exudes a sense of absolute authority. It was her almost complete lack of any emotion. In that sense, she appeared to me to be less. The issue is this. For the vast majority of people, after all, it is but a tiny minority of people who... Because of this, the attitude of...
How can they be like that?
Nevertheless, in addition to us, there was a...
Resistance? You mean like an army fighting against the decree?
Yes. Many who have lost or fear losing their visions have rallied together under Sangonomiya on Watatsumi. To say a little more about Sangonomiya, historically, there has always been some conflict between them and the shogunate of Narukami Island due to their different belief systems. But I do wonder whether there may be some other agenda behind their resistance movement, beyond merely fighting the Vision Hunt decree. Of course! We have tried on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, each time a proposal to repeal the decree arrives at Tenchukaku, it is promptly vetoed by both the They invariably adopt a stance of unconditional support for the Shogun's decisions. They have no interest in discussing anything. It almost makes one wonder whether they had a hand in the Shogun's sudden decision to issue the Vision Hunt decree.
Ooh, Paimon has a question though!
Oh? What would you like to know, Paimon?
Have you got a plan yet to fight the Vision Hunt decree?
To be honest, we do not.
What?
Please, do not forget that challenging the Vision Hunt decree is tantamount to challenging a deity. Coming to terms with that is already a difficult step to take.
So what are we gonna do?
Well, for the moment, all we can do is try and reduce the harm that is being caused by this decree. For example, by providing vision bearers with safe refuge.
You're telling Paimon that there are people out there who can make fake visions?
Don't underestimate the talents of the craftspeople in Hanami's. The problem we are facing right now is that Master Masakatsu, who was providing us—
Darn! So they found out about it? Ugh.
Yes. We knew it was not a long-term solution, and that it was only a matter of time before it would be exposed. But we cannot simply abandon Master Masakatsu. Exactly. I feel the same way. But given mine and Toma's identities as part of the Yashiro Commission, breaking him out of prison would risk dragging down the reputation of the entire Kamisato clan should we be caught. That would only serve to cast a By no means do we intend to place the burden of such a task on your shoulders alone. When you are ready, go to Hanamizaka and look for a fireworks shop.
just hand it over. You don't want any trouble with me. If you think your elemental powers are enough to resist the Vision Hunt decree, then you'd better think again. Believe me, you're not the first of your kind we've encountered, and we've seen the same unpleasant outcome time after time. You'd best save yourself the trouble.
Can't you make an exception? I just got this vision. I won't even use it, I promise.
So this is the Vision Hunt decree in action, huh? We can't just sit around and watch things unfold, can we? Psst! Hey, wait! Huh? There's someone trying to get our attention. Come on, this way. What's going on? Can't you see we need to go help?
Shh, quiet. Just sit tight and watch for a moment.
Hey, this isn't right, you know. Just because you don't have a vision doesn't mean you can sit back and watch others in trouble. Huh? Hey, wait! You do have a vision!
Shh! If you don't keep your voice down, I won't have one much longer.
All right. Here, take it.
Wise choice. All right, let's go.
What should we do now? He's already given up his vision. Doesn't he know what could happen to him after losing it? This is your fault. You're the one who stopped us from interfering.
Many thanks, Miss Yoimiya. If you hadn't swapped me a fake just now, I'm sure I would have lost it.
No worries. You put on quite the convincing performance.
Oh, so that's what's going on here. And to think Paimon was about to unleash Paimonial wrath on Miss Yoimiya. Sorry about that.
Think nothing of it. I could tell from your reaction we were on the same side. You just didn't know it, you know? Oh, right. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Yoimiya, the current owner of Naganohara Fireworks. It ain't much, but it's honest work. Great to meet ya.
Practically everyone on Hanamizaka knows Yoimiya. She's the queen of the summer festival. Without her and her fireworks, summer on Narukami Island just wouldn't be the same.
Whoa, that's quite the introduction. Paimon loves fireworks. It's nice to meet you.
Stop it, Hanjiro. You'll embarrass me. As for thanking me, you'd be better off thanking Master Masakatsu. He's the one that gave me the fake visions in the first place. His handiwork allowed me to keep my own vision. Whew, I can't even imagine trying to run the business without it. Ugh.
Yes, Master Masakatsu is a good man. It's too bad good people seldom get the recognition they deserve.
Master Masakatsu?
Huh? Do you guys know him too? You don't say! Then it sounds like the Shirasagi Himegimi has a plan. Awesome! I've been thinking about breaking him out too recently. But if I just marched straight in there by myself, I'd probably get Miss Kamisato in a whole heap of trouble. So, what about if I join you instead?
Sure, welcome to the team. Ayaka told us to go look for help at a fireworks shop. She must have meant you.
Seems like I finally got a new job to do. Besides hiding vision bearers in my shop, that is. So, Master Masakatsu is being held at the police station. I've already surveyed the area and found a way in.
Whoa, talk about a reliable source. Seems we've got the right person on our team.
Not bad, huh? Let's go as soon as everyone's ready. Don't worry, Master Masakatsu. We're on our way.
Time to break him out!
Can't catch me! Can't catch me!
Come on, this way. I certainly wouldn't want to end up locked away in here. We should split up.
You should?
Yes,
I must leave no stone.
No, my sword!
Freeze! Who wants some of this? Let's roll!
I must withdraw.
Talk about a big door! Seems we need to collect something shaped like Magatama in order to open it.
Show me what you've got!
Rain cutter!
Oh, so sorry. I must.
Attaboy!
Cool it. Dodge this.
Let's roll!
Cool it.
Oh, coming through! Bam!
I've been bested.
Battle formation!
Attaboy!
Get this!
This wall looks a bit odd. Maybe there's some special trick to it. These guys seem a lot tougher than usual. Paimon wonders if that armor over there has anything to do with the source of their strength.
Bam! Attaboy!
I must withdraw.
I must leave no stone unturned.
Body and mind.
Freeze! Back.
Who wants some of this?
I've lost.
Leave it all to me.
No, my sword!
Cool it.
Attaboy!
Freeze.
It's showtime!
Watch your step.
Let's roll!
I need to train harder. I've been bested.
Can't catch me.
Doesn't that Magatama shape look pretty similar to the grooves on the door over there?
Brace yourself. Lesson.
Rain cutter!
Show me what you've got. It will be frozen in time.
Bam! Let's roll!
Watch your step!
Hey! Attaboy!
Don't hold back.
Steady as stone. No, my sword!
Freeze!
Witness the power of Gugwa!
Cool it!
Let's roll!
That thing bested.
Can't catch me.
I must leave no stone.
Freeze!
Attaboy! Can't catch me.
Leave it all to me.
Cool it!
It's showtime! Let's roll!
I must withdraw.
Must be master.
Did you really think that little locking?
Oh no! Those Tenryou mission.
If we don't come up with a way to break him out
I can't bear to watch.
Hey, you there! What are you doing?
Ma'am. We were just teaching him a little lesson. That's...
Who's that?
That's Kojo Sara, adopted daughter of the...
Make way, let me have a look at him. I'm sure you're well aware that torture is...
Yes, ma'am.
If you are unashamed of such disgraceful act...
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Paimon sure...
Hey, this is our chance.
Yoimiya, are you sure now's the right...
Who is that? Quick, go and investigate.
Yes, ma'am.
They're coming! Quick, hide!
Sorry. I didn't mean to... Don't worry, I've got us covered. Time for my little present.
Firework!
Huh? Was that an explosion? It sounded like fireworks. Quick, let's hurry!
The fireworks were...
Fireworks aren't just for festival. I was particularly proud of...
Whoa!
Yoimiya!
Well, fireworks are my craft after all.
Look, the coast is clear!
Master Masakatsu!
Come on! We've got no time... Oh.
Yes. Lee. He's in serious condition. Be sure. But remember, once he's recovered, it won't be long.
Well...
Can't catch me!
We're finally out of that creepy place.
Yes. Finally, I've made it out of there.
Master Masakatsu, how do you feel? Can you hold on?
Don't worry. I think I can make it to the infirmary without keeling over.
Thank you. All of you. I'll take him to get treated. I'll treat you to a round of drinks once this is all over.
Don't worry about us. Just take care of Master Masakatsu. Good thing we were able to rescue him. Right, Kujosara. Do you think she was making up for how the guards were treating him? It seems as though there are some okay people among the ranks of the Tenryou Commission. Though Paimon would never agree with their actions in the Vision Hunt Decree, of course. How about we go tell Ayaka and the others the good news?
Can't catch me!
Seppuku Decree, Vision Hunt Decree.
Can't catch me!
I see. So Kujo-Sara stayed her hand. It would appear she's still... I wonder if we should try establishing contact with her.
Unlikely. Don't forget, Kujo, in her eyes, Master, if our true motive...
True. We are now one step close... You're turning out to...
Indeed. But if we wish to mount any sizable resistance against the Vision Hunt, it is time we make ready...
There's no need to rush. Things seem to have taken a turn for... yes, which... And the number of...
A ceremony, you say?
I don't know, but I'm sure it has nothing to do with us. Anyway, with the Tenryou Commission busy with preparations, we should have a little more breathing room than usual.
You do present a good point. Being in a constant state of alert will only tire us further. Toma, what would...
I'd say a celebratory feast is in order. Might I suggest an evening of hot pot together? Funny enough, I learned a new hot pot game recently.
A hot pot game? What's that?
Simply put, every person prepares an ingredient to add to the hot pot. Then we take it in turns to close. Anyone who guesses correctly can go again, and whoever... Don't you think it sounds like fun? I've been wanting to give it a try.
You really do want to play, huh? Well, sounds like we've got our work cut out for us. Time to gather some ingredients. But... let's see what we've got here. Nice! You can't go wrong with... Paimon never thought we'd be the only ones to actually put anything edible into the pot. Don't go wasting... This was possibly the scariest looking hot pot Paimon's ever seen. Fortunately,
You can say that again, but
I'm afraid it's your own fault for adding all those strange ingredients, Toma. The soup, even with a traveler's normal ingredient...
But weren't you the one who added those little cakes, Ayaka? Boiling cakes and hot...
I must apologize. To be perfectly honest, I thought the cakes would...
Uh-oh. I'm definitely not I feel like a new man.
You know, Toma, all you had to do was guess wrong on purpose.
Guess I've been feeling unlucky recently and wanted the God of Hot Pot's blessing. Perhaps I did get a little carried away. Still, I couldn't be beaten at my own game first. I think my luck has already taken a turn for the better. I can sense it. So without further ado...
Oh, brother.
Good effort, team.
Yes. If the Tenryo Commission truly is, and with the extra time...
Let's all take some much-needed time off. After a few days' rest, well, downtime is hard to come by these days, so I'll tidy things up here and start thinking about our ingredients for our next round.
There's gonna be a sequel?
Sure, why not? We should play again now that everyone knows the rules. I'll see you all later.
Bye, Toma! Seems we won't need... Where do we go from here? What's the plan?
Traveler, Paimon! Hold on!
Huh? Ayaka?
Something has come up, and I would like to request your assistance. But you ought not be nervous. This is an
individual request? You mean...
Correct. This may seem a little sudden. A few days ago, I was sorting through... She wrote about all kinds of things, mostly of little consequence. But what drew my attention was a name.
Probably your mom's best buddy, right?
Never. And although my mother and father passed away many years ago, both my brother and I are familiar with the... So, I am very curious about this mysterious individual. I would very much like to meet them. According to the notebook, their name is Tsubaki. This seems to have been someone very important to my...
Paimon thinks it sounds like a girl's name.
That's what I thought too.
So what do you want? Do you need us to find...
No. Her address is... Please keep everything I have told you in... The proper course of action would be to... Exactly. That...
You can count on us! We've done greeting gifts before, so we should be able to help. In terms of payment, just treat us to some delicious food and we'll be more than happy.
Wonderful. In fact, I was hoping to take this opportunity to show you both around. If you don't mind, of course.
Oh, we don't
Thank you kindly. Shall we head off?
Alright, sounds good.
What a pleasant surprise. I wouldn't mind.
Can't catch me.